Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We have previously discussed that every Imam chooses his own form of struggle. Imam Hussain alayhi salam is confronted with two issues: either to remain silent or to fight. Imam Hussain must fight, but he cannot. How strange. He must, yet he is unable to. This responsibility is the burden of his conscience. It results from being Hussein, not from his ability. He is still Hussein, alone, unable, unarmed and helpless. It is for this reason that Imam Hussein now stands between two inabilities. He can neither remain silent nor can he fight. When Imam Hussein decided to leave for Kufa, some prudent members of his family tried to dissuade him. They were right in their own way. It was not in conformity with their own logic, which was the logic of the worldly wise. But Imam Hussein had a higher logic. His logic was to that of a shahid, which is beyond the comprehension of the ordinary people. Abdullah ibn Abbas was not an ordinary man, but his interest and logic was based on personal interest and political gains. From their point of view, Imam Hussein's action was not discreet at all. Ibn Abbas made a proposal which was politically very sound. He said to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, "The people in Kufa have written to tell you that they are ready to fight for your cause. You should write back and ask them to expel Yazid's officials from there. They will either do that, what you suggest, or they won't. If they do, you can go there safely." The Imam did not listen to his advice. And he said, Ibn Abbas then says, "If they are not able to do so, your position is not effective. So if you could ask the people of Kufa to invite you, tell them to get rid of Yazid, you can go there safely. And if they don't, you stay where you are." This was his advice. He made it Imam Hussein did not listen to his advice, and he made it plain that he was determined to proceed. Ibn Abbas said to him, "Imam Hussein, you'll be killed." Imam replies, "So what?" A man who goes, Ibn Abbas then says, "A man who goes somewhere knowing that he may be killed does not take his wife and children along with him." The Imam says, "But I must." The logic of a shahid is unique. It is ordinary. It is beyond the ordinary comprehension of the ordinary people. It cannot be replaced by any other word, for it is higher than the sense of a hero or a reformer. What does a shahid do? His function is not confined to resisting the enemy, and in the process either striking a blow or receiving one. Had that been the case, we could say that his blood is shed and wasted. But at no time is the blood of a shahid wasted. It does not flow into the ground. Every drop of it is turned into hundreds and thousands of drops. No, into tens and thousands of tons of blood. And is transfused into the body of his society. This is why the noble Prophet ﷺ said, "God does not like any drop more than the drop of blood shed in his way." In short, shahadat means the transfusion of blood into a society, especially a society suffering from anemia and lethargy. The shahid revives the spirit of valor and fortitude, courage and zeal, especially divine zeal, amongst the people who lost it. This is why Islam is always in need of shuhada, for it is necessary for the revival of the Islamic nation. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, "Allah will bring forward shuhada on the day of judgment with such pomp and splendor that even the prophets, if mounted, will dismount and show respect to them." A shahid who is present in all battlefields of truth and falsehood reveals all to humanity. If you are not in the battlefield of truth and falsehood, it makes no difference where you are. when you're not willing to witness in battle for truth and falsehood of your time, then be anywhere where you wish. Stand in prayer or sit and drink wine. It is the same. Shahadat means presence in the battlefield of truth and falsehood in the eternity of history. And what about absence? Those who left Imam Hussein alone and avoided presence, participation and presence, thus were absent, all were the same. The three are one. Imam Hussein is present, and is present in every century and every age. Anyone who does not stand with him, be they believers or non-believers, criminal or virtuous, are all equal. This is the meaning of the principle that our followers of the Ahlul Bayt hold dear, that the nature of each act depends upon the imamate, leadership and wilayat. Without it, everything is meaningless, and we see that it is meaningless. Now, when religion and the world are running in favor of kufr and oppression, the waves of revolution and shouts of the protests and the flames of the rebellion have all been calmed. Suddenly a spark appears in the darkness and bursts into flame. The radiant visage of a martyr who is alive upon the earth. Once more, from the silent home of Fatima, a little house which is greater than the whole of history, a man emerges angry, determined, in a state of rebellion against all the palaces of cruelty and power. He is a mountain that holds a volcano within it, and a hurricane like the one God sent to the people of Ad. A man emerges from Fatima's house. He looks at Medina and the mosque of the Prophet, and Mecca and Abraham, at the Kaaba which is enchained by Nimrod, at Islam, and at the message of Muhammad, at the green palace of Damascus, the hungry people and the slaves. A man appears from the house of Fatima. The load of the responsibilities has been placed on his shoulders. He is the heir of Adam, Abraham and Muhammad, a lonely man, alone, friendless, with empty hands, and he confronts the terrors of darkness and sword. He has only one weapon, death. But he is the son of the family which has learned the art of dying well in the school of life. There is no one in the world who knows better how to die than Imam Hussein does. His powerful enemy who is ruling the world is deprived of this knowledge. It is because of this that this lonely hero is confident and is so determined. He welcomes his victory without doubt. But no, a woman has come out of Fatima's house with him, walking side by side with him. She bears half of the heavy mandate of her brother on her shoulders. But Shahadat is not the only lesson that Imam Hussein is trying to convey. He taught us another lesson more important than Shahadat. Leaving Hajj unfinished and proceeding to Shahadat, he had gone from Medina to Mecca as if it is the season of Hajj. Besides the Kaaba, where people have gathered to say Labbaik, and now he's leaving, he's in a hurry. His Hajj goes half finished in order to show the world how. He leaves the revival of the pilgrimage, half finished, for which all his ancestors and his grandfather and father struggled. From the half-finished Hajj, he proceeds to the Shahadat, in order to teach all the pilgrims in history, all worshippers in history, and all believers in the tradition of Abraham, that if there is no imamate and leadership, and if there is no goal, if there is no sand, and if there's only Yazid circumambulating the holy house of God, it is the same as circumambulating the idol houses. The one who continues the circumambulation is the absence of Hussein, or those who have moved around the green palace of Muawiyah. You and I must weep over our misery that we were not there. Salawat.